Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $5,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 74-year-old male. Now, first thing I want to encourage you to do is go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we have these free quoters on just about every page. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And then select the coverage amount, and then put your birthday in there, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And what that will do is allow you to compare all the companies you may qualify for to get the lowest pricing. You can also call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can get you pricing or help you understand what you qualify for. Now, one of the first things a 74-year-old male looking for $5,000 worth of insurance should ask himself is that $5,000 even appropriate for final expense needs? Now, typically final expense is going to be either cremation or burial. So let's handle those separately. Let's talk about cremation. There's really two options. The first option is when you pass away and you're cremated, you're just going to get cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn. That's typically going to cost right around maybe $1,000 to $2,000 or so. And the second option is going to be a cremation with some sort of ceremony, like a remembrance of life ceremony, celebration of life ceremony, something like that. Typically, that total is going to be somewhere around $3,500 to $4,500, depending what part of the country you actually live in. Now, as far as how much insurance you would need for that first option where you get cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we would typically recommend right around $5,000 worth of insurance. Now, you might be saying, well, Randy, hold on. You said like $2,000 for the cremation, and now we're talking like $5,000 for the burial. What's going on there? Well, what's going on there is our 74-year-old male probably wants to make it to age 84, maybe 94. And we know that things are going to be more expensive in the future. So what we want to do is actually get a little bit more coverage than we actually need right now. And that will allow us to make sure that our family members don't have to pay any of their own money out of pocket, when we do pass away. So what it actually does by getting a little bit more, it inflation proofs the plan in the long term. But God forbid you died sooner, maybe the first 1 through 5, 10 years or whatever, there's some extra money left over to pay off some expenses that, maybe nobody ever thought of, maybe medical bills or credit card bills that, if you would have lived long enough, you would have paid that off, but you died early. So it really works terrific. It not only protects you long-term against inflation, but short-term against some other expenses that might pop up that your family might have to pay. The second option is that cremation with the ceremony. Typically, we help people with probably $7,000 to $10,000 there. And again, we're just inflation proofing for the long term, and in the short term, just providing some extra funds, which is really helpful. Now, if you're going to be buried, the actual cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with the $10,000 check, they should help you out. It's hard to imagine they would say no. If they did, you just walk out the door, walk 2 blocks down to one of their competitor, give them the money. But do understand that, $10,000, that's not going to be anything fancy. They're going to have to kind of make things very frugal for you to make that to work. So just understand that $10,000 is really, it takes care of things right now, but it is not inflation proofed at all. So typically what we would help a 74-year-old male with for a burial is probably like $10,000 to $15,000. If somebody needs a body transported out of state or something like that, maybe $20,000, but typically $10,000 to $15,000. Just understanding that if things are tight with you right now financially, get the $10,000. That takes care of the most immediate needs if you died sooner than anybody thought. And we can always come back and help you add more coverage later. Now, this video is about $5,000. So why would somebody get $5,000 if they wanted to pay for a burial? Well, obviously $5,000 is not going to be enough, but maybe they had a $5,000 or a $7,000 or a $10,000 policy that they had, and they'd had it a while, and when they got it, it was enough for their final expenses. But maybe their plans changed, or maybe they just, prices have just gone up and they needed another $5,000 worth of insurance. So we can certainly help you add more insurance to a current policy. Now, once in a while, somebody will come in and say, hey, I want to take care of my final expenses for sure, but I also want to leave some money behind for my, my kids or my family members or loved ones. So what's like 30, 40, $50,000 going to be? And we run them rates, and let's just say it's 50,000. And we show them the rates for $50,000, and they go, oh my gosh, I'm on Social Security or disability. I can't afford that. So yeah, if I can't get 50,000, I'm not going to do anything. So what we do at that time is we just have a conversation and say, hey, you came in here and you really wanted your final expense needs taken care of first, burial, cremation, whatever it is. So why don't we get that one taken care of first? And then after that one's taken care of, and if you feel comfortable doing something else in the future, we can help you with that policy that would go directly to the kids, and that would be just dedicated to them at some point in the future. Most of the time people go, that's terrific. Yeah, I'd like to do that, but I know I'm if something happens and I die sooner, yeah, I want to make sure that, my kids get that money. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. So just keep in mind, we can help you split things up. If financially you're in a good position, we can help you do it all at once. But again, most of the people we help are in a fixed or limited income type situation. Now, one thing we always recommend getting is first day coverage or benefits. We never recommend the plans with 2-year waiting periods, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, first day coverage, what that means is hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you passed away tomorrow, that the insurance company would pay out that whole death benefit, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, 25,000, whatever it is. That's going to be the best coverage. It's also going to have the lowest pricing. And sometimes people will say, well, Randy, you're right. I do like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health. So I'm worried I may not qualify. To which we always say, hey, that's our responsibility, not your responsibility as far as qualifying for the insurance. And the reason we say that is we work with enough different insurance companies. They all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And right now we're getting around 90 to 95% approval for first day coverage or benefits. So we're really terrific at what we do. But, really the only reason you wouldn't be able to qualify for first day coverage is if you had a really significant health issue. Maybe you just waited too long and you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Or maybe you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in the hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd typically refer you out to a different insurance company. The other thing that seems to happen on a weekly basis is somebody will call up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. And now their body's at the funeral home, and the funeral home director's not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get the funeral home guy paid, so that we can get that body in the ground or in the, cremated or whatever it is, and get this taken care of. And we have to let them know that there is no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person, right? You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. So you need to get this beforehand. And it's really sad they had a family member pass away. It's really sad that family member just didn't care about, who they were leaving behind enough to actually get this insurance. They knew they were going to die someday. They just didn't know when. They probably thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family members have to pay for this. And they're probably going to have to put it on credit cards, probably going to have to pay 26% interest. And it's just horrible. It's absolutely horrible for the family members that hadn't planned for this. And they're probably going to end up having to pay this for years and years and years. So don't do that. Don't leave that legacy. You could have done everything right in life, and you mess this up, and you're going to be remembered as the person who left these bills behind, when it was your responsibility to take care of. So don't be that person. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we do not recommend those plans with 2-year waiting periods. Now, Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, you've probably heard of that before, right? They advertise it, seems like every 7 minutes on television or something, but their $9.95 plan, that is a 2-year waiting period plan. Yuck, right? Yuck. We never recommend 2-year waiting period plans if you qualify for first day coverage. But yeah, so Colonial Penn, they're not the only one that has 2-year waiting periods. What that 2-year waiting period means is it's not going to pay out any death benefit in the first 2 years if you die of a health or a medical reason. And Colonial Penn's not the only one out there. There's other companies. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG, Gerber. Man, there's so many other different companies that's all they offer is 2-year waiting periods. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 74-year-old male probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn TV commercials, and he's probably thinking, oh, I'm a smarty pants. I waited until age 74. Now I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then our 74-year-old male talks with a Colonial Penn agent or goes on their website like we've done for you here and sees that 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to buy $578 worth of insurance. Now, $578 is not going to cover a cremation anywhere in the United States that we know of, much less a burial, right? So why would you ever get $9.95 worth of insurance if it only provides $578, right? There's some people out there that would say that there's companies that offer, teaser rates, really super low rates for really low amounts of coverage. And they do that just to get your information and get you plugged into their marketing funnel so that when they talk with you, they will happily show you that low monthly premium. They'll happily show you how measly and minuscule the actual coverage is. And then they'll tell you, well, that won't cover your needs. So why don't we look at more insurance? Let's get you covered for more. And then they upsell you to more coverage, which is massively more profitable for them. So now, we would never say Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but some people kind of feel differently, I guess. I guess maybe you'll have to make your own, kind of formulate your own opinion based off the fact that $9.95 only gets you $578. Now, if we want to get $5,000 worth of coverage and 1 unit is $578, I'm guessing we're going to need like 9 or 10 units. 9 or 10 units. Here we go. Let's see what that would be. 9 units would be $5,202. And that's going to cost roughly $90. So is that a good deal? Well, I don't know. Number one, you can't get $5,000 on the nose if you're a 74-year-old male because Colonial Penn sells by the number of units, not by the actual coverage amount, which is most other insurance companies. That way they can offer that kind of teaser rate at $9.95 for 1 unit. But let's go see what $5,000 worth of first day coverage would be. Let's take a look here. So we got $5,000 male, age 74 right here. There's the $5,000. Get quote right now. And then again, this is right around $90 for $5,000. Look at this. I'm going to go up and show you again just so you believe me. $5,000 right there. And that's going to be roughly $46. So this is not uncommon. We commonly see that Colonial Penn is right around 200% more expensive, plus or minus, but right on average around 200% more expensive than first day coverage. And this level here, level means first day coverage. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have $5,000 worth of coverage, first day coverage for $46, or would you rather pay $90 for $5,202 and get stuck with a 2-year waiting period and have to overpay on the insurance every single day for the rest of your life? Why would you ever do that? Again, $46 compared to $89. So think about this. Colonial Penn's roughly $43 more a month. And if we take $43 a month times 12 months, 1 year, you're going to end up overpaying right around $516 more a year annually, just roundabout. And if our 74-year-old male makes it to age 84, you're going to end up overpaying over that 10-year period right around $5,160 on a $5,000 policy. Tell me in what world does that make sense? Yeah, we don't recommend it. We don't recommend it. Why would you ever pay more? And and it's going to be the same amount of coverage. The only thing we're doing is we're getting you a lower premium and we're getting your first day coverage. We're saving you a lot of money. So we always recommend, this. Just be a smart consumer. If you're not a smart consumer, that's okay. Let us help you be a smart consumer and help you qualify for the lowest rates and get that all important first day coverage. Let's look at some other companies here. 46. You'll be able to see all these different insurance companies. And just keep in mind, even if a company's like $10 more a month, you may go, it's not too much, $10, but $10 a month times 12 months, that's $120. After 10 years, that'd be an extra $1,200. And would you ever be walking on a sidewalk and just pull your wallet out and open it up, pull out $1,200 and throw it on the ground and just walk away and let people pick that money up? No, of course you wouldn't. Why would you do that with an insurance company? Just understand that you lock in your savings at the front end of these policies and you'll end up overpaying every single month thereafter. So let's look at another one. Well, here's one. Lincoln Heritage, fine company, I guess, but look at that pricing. $60, almost $61. It is level coverage, first day coverage, but wow, I mean, that's expensive, right? So much more expensive than the other companies. So why is that? Well, Lincoln Heritage has got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes to like get you the lowest pricing, maybe do some other things, but they don't do that for free. They charge for that, and that's $61 versus $46. So Lincoln Heritage, you're going to overpay $15 a month, and you may go, $15 a month, that's not bad, but well, $15 a month times 12 months, that's $180 extra you'll overpay a year. And if our 74-year-old makes it to age 84, you will end up overpaying right around $1,800. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying right around $1,800 for an insurance company to make 2 or 3 phone calls to some funeral homes, maybe do a couple of other things that only take an hour or so to do? Most people would say, hey, that's a pretty good payday for an insurance company. And again, we would rather see you keep that $1,800 in your own bank account rather than transfer that wealth over to an insurance company's bank account. In fact, what we recommend you do is let us help you get qualified for the lowest price plan. And then what we actually offer free of charge is a funeral and estate planning guide that can be downloaded from our website for free, by the way. And once you download that, just print it out and then fill it out. Write down who gets what goes where, and what you want to happen after you're gone. And then keep that with your insurance policy. And that way, when you pass away, your family members will go to that one place and they'll know that you loved and protected them financially with the insurance, but you also loved and protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. Because all they'll need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide and start reading, and then just follow through on your wishes. And they'll have the money to take care of everything you want done with the insurance policy. And what a wonderful gift to leave behind. They will know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you loved and protected them that one last time in death, exactly when they would need you the most when you're not here, but you took care of this in advance. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So yeah, if you want to leave that legacy, just reach out to us at Funeral Funds of America. We've got a special quoter for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And we can get you the best companies, the most discounts, the lowest rates, and just take full advantage of that, because it'll help make you a sharper and more educated consumer. And then give us a call at 888-862-9456, and we can help you understand, how to get approved or answer any questions you have. But, if you've got an existing insurance policy and you just want to save money or you want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you are looking for brand new coverage or just need some help or have some questions, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to getting you the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you out with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.